Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for a brand new show, The Queens of R&B with SWV and Xscape. Child, I'm ready to get into it. Let me tell y'all something. I am so geeked about this show. Not because of the show itself and because it's going to give all the zhuzh, but because of the nostalgia. Do y'all understand that this was my childhood? To see these two groups together, honey, is giving verses all over again. Honey, and if you have not seen, I did do a review on their verses because it was the best verses of all time. But honey, if you are new here, then welcome. Honey, I got sidetracked. My bad, y'all. I got sidetracked. I'm just so geeked. This was like coming off of the Potomac reunion and coming over here to this side just to even hear the songs, honey, even though the heifer's going to be fussing. Just to hear them sing the songs that bring back such fond memories, it was like, whoo, honey, something a little light, honey. And speaking of light, if you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you get anything out of the content. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. When the episode first opens up, they show their trials and tribulations over the years. We find out how the groups got together. So they tell us how they got here. Xscape met in high school, and with the success and the money comes problems and divitudes. Okay, when they signed with So Def, they went platinum, and their band broke up in 1999. SWV signed with RCA in 1991, and Lily said, listen, I knew we had made it when I couldn't use my Eat Better Today card. Hey, when I couldn't go to the store with the food stamp, okay, because back then it was an actual book of stamps. There were no actual cards. But she said when she went and couldn't use her food stamps, that's when she knew she had made it. I love how real Lily is. I know that's right, child. She said they released 5 albums, 2 platinum, 30 million records sold worldwide. And so they asked Coco, okay, so when did things go bad? She said, oh, at the beginning. They hated me, I hated them. But you could never tell it. And that's when things weren't plastered all everywhere. They did have the gossip magazines and whatnot. But like people just didn't really know you were falling the hell apart. Now with social media, it's like she said this, she unfollowed that, she don't like this, she tweeted that. It's like we'll know when something is going down. But back then, all I wanted to hear was love will be right here. That's all I needed. I don't care what y'all going through. I'm happy that you help us press through. Do you hear me? They hated her. She hated them. Taj said that Coco's ego was the 4th member of the group. And when she decided to go solo, SWV dissolved. And they broke up in 1998. But then they came back together when Coco wanted to do it again. So basically what I'm hearing here is Coco tells them how to move and when to move and what to do. And thankfully they came back together because now they're doing shows all over the world. Candy said in 2017 somebody tried to steal their life story without their knowledge, and they couldn't let that happen, so they started talking again, and that's how they got back together. Child, and I call us King being the bridge. Baby, I don't know if y'all caught that, but not him bringing them back together, child. They got an offer to do a versus against SWV. Everybody wanted to see them together. And it was just so nostalgic and so great. That versus was everything. And if you ask who won the versus, Taj said SWV won, hands down. Now, who do y'all think won the versus? I actually took a poll when the versus first aired, but I want y'all to comment down below who you think won the versus. Was it SWV or was it Xscape? Moving forward. In the next scene, Candy is at the candy factory giving us legs and hips and body. Let's get him, girl. Honey, Candy in there listening to her song, honey, because Candy gonna promote on the slick if she don't do nothing else. So Tiny pops in, and Tiny is just telling us, they're like sisters. They fuss and fight. They had like a physical fight, but not really. But they've maintained their friendship, and they still cool. So Candy is sitting there playing her song, and then she starts playing Tiny and Candy's song together. Tamika walks in. Hey, girl. It's just so crazy that there are 2 Tamikas in the group, but they call the other Tamika Tiny, so we don't get no confusion and whatnot. Tamika was telling us that they were great friends since high school. She brought Tiny and Candy to her sister. And if I remember correctly, when she brought Tiny and Candy to Tasha she was like, no. She felt like she was too old for them because Tasha is older than the other ladies in the group. Not by a lot, but I think she just felt like, y'all kids, y'all, what y'all gonna do for me? That's what I remember, if I can remember correctly. But anywho, she brought them to her sister. They did everything together, got in trouble together, and now they making money together. So the production asked Tamika, well, what about what you said about Kandi? So they played this radio interview. Okay, in the radio interview, Tamika was basically saying that Kandi was a pro. She slept with Jermaine. That's why the group broke up. And she slept with his daddy. And she was like, that's what she do. She sleep around. Now, you know, word on the street in Atlanta is they always saying it about Kandi. But for your group member to say it, girl, this proves that Kandi is about her bag and she forgiving as hell. Because I would never trust Tamika again. When I say never, I mean never. So when they were asking her, she was like, yeah, we have moved past that. This is a new season. I don't want to talk about that. Baby Kandi said, I'll tell you what she said. She said some foul stuff about me. But then, you know, we made up and, you know, we kind of got back on track. So they sit down and get a snack. Honey, you know, Kandi got the snacks on deck. And Kandi was asking Tamika, like, what's going on with Tasha? Have you heard from her? And she was like, girl, I ain't heard from her since Vegas in that text message. So Tamika said that she sent a text message to Tasha. Tiny said they were in Vegas. Kandi and Tamika got locked out of their dressing rooms for like an hour or whatever. Kandi said Tiny and Tasha, they got in their dressing rooms just fine. But we were outside. And Tasha just basically chunked up the deuces and left us there. So Candy's like, well, I don't understand what's so deep about the text, though. Kandi gonna eat and talk if she don't do nothing else. It calms her nerves. Y'all remember when Kenya said something about Sheree wearing a tired Mama Joyce wig and Kandi was eating that sandwich and she said, hey, she was eating that sandwich and she said that they were getting on her nerves, but when she eats, it calms her down, honey. Oh, the heifer's getting on her nerves already. So Tiny said Tasha felt like Tamika body shamed her in the text message because she said if you had an ass to kiss. So Tasha is like, girl, gone. It was no thought in that. That was like a figure of speech. Now listen, they are sisters, and she probably has said that to her before plenty of times. I don't feel like she meant it to body shame her, but it could be taken as you body shaming somebody. So they reread the text. Everybody reading the text in the confessional. When they got to Tiny, Tiny gonna read it and start laughing, talk about hell no. Baby, Tiny is me. I'm laughing, honey. I ain't got time to be involved in y'all's mess. I am laughing. So Tiny was like, she probably feel like you was body shaming her because she ain't never had no surgery or nothing. Well, honey, that's something internal. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing. So Kandi feels like they need to talk about it so they can go on tour and get this money, especially after the verses, because everybody wants to see them go on tour. And so Kandi was like, listen, I ain't gonna say too much because next thing you know, you and your sister be back together, honey. Y'all be blaming me. Child, I know that's right. In the next scene, SWV is practicing, I'm so into you. So they practicing and whatnot. But wait a minute. This is a side note. Coco says she is 52 years old. Baby, when I tell you she looks good, she looks good. You know what? They really give you hope as you move into your older years. Because, you know, I feel like 40 is the new 30, 30 is the new 20, 20 is the new 20. But 52, looking how she looking, I said, yes, ma'am, honey. She looks so good. That's just a side note. But anywho, this song right here came out in 1993, y'all. I was 11 years old singing I'm So Into You. Like, what was I even talking about? Like, say what now? And they still sound good, too. Actually, they sound great. So they were rehearsing and whatnot. And Lily said they do between 50 and 100 shows a year. Child, I need to get to one of their shows. That's on my bucket list. I really need to get to a show. So Taj was saying, you know, touring is so different now than it was back in the 90s. She can't drop it like it's hot because her knee is kind of like messed up. But now she stands like it's hot. Taj, listen, honey, I understand. Ain't no Megan Thee Stallion over here. Okay, I tried to pop lock and drop it and damn near broke my ankle. So I understand what you got going on. I understand. We see each other. So they take a little break. Their manager tells them, you know, it might be a good idea to join forces with Xscape, especially after the verses. So he said he talked to their manager and wanted to know how they felt about it. So they was all down for it. They was like, yeah, what's up? Let's do it. But Lily was like, is it gonna really happen? I don't know. Y'all gonna have to wait for the Sky Sisters to get themselves together first, honey, because they tearing up the whole thing. Moving forward. In the next scene, they at Tasha's house. Child, we see old cheating Rocky, allegedly. Something about him just don't sit right in my spirit. It's something about him that's just, I don't know, it's just grimy. Tasha actually looked really good. Baby, when she came out in her shorts, I said, yes, ma'am, honey. She is ready for her close-up. Girl, you know the cameras were rolling today. Looking good. So he's outside playing basketball with his son. And she said they've been together 27 years. And they were actually introduced by Candy. He used to work with Mr. Kelly. Okay, and y'all can figure out who Mr. Kelly is, y'all. He locked up, won't let him out. Where's his lawyer? Yeah, he locked up. Shout out to Akon. So they asked her if she broke up with her boyfriend to be with Rocky. And she was like, I did break up with my boyfriend, but actually Rocky approached her boyfriend and said, listen, we not having sex, but I want her to be my girl, so you can just go ahead and leave rehearsal because she gonna be my girl. And your boyfriend at the time just stepped to the side. Child, who is this ex, child? Because I wish I would let Rocky run me away. Anywho, so she's also telling us that her son, Jamon, is the light of her life. He just graduated from the University of Buffalo where he played basketball, and they're hoping that they can parlay that into something else. So they asked what she had going on because they in the house, they drinking some shakes or whatever. So he was like, Mom, what you got going on? She said she got some good things going on, but they're thinking about getting together with SWV to do a tour, but she cannot operate if it don't feel right. She's like, I have to be balanced. Like, you know, it's different to perform with your sister when you aren't speaking. And we need to speak and we need to hash things out before I think about going on a tour with them. She's like, if there's any negativity, I don't want to be a part of it. Tasha, right now you're looking like the negativity, honey. I hate to break it to you. You are looking like the negative energy. In the next scene, Tiny at the house blending up something as well. Child, it's the water blender. So everybody blending up some stuff. So she at the house with the family and little cute Eris. Eris so pretty and cute. She said her and Tip been together for 21 years and it's been a job. T.I. and his thesaurus-like vocabulary are a handful. They are a handful, honey. And not too much Tip on this show. I don't want to see too much Tip. Okay? I don't want to see Tip too much. They also showed Major. Y'all, Major is a whole little man out in this piece. He is a whole high schooler. I said, what is happening? Anywho, Tiny was telling us how T.I. don't want her to work, but she still wants to perform because she got some talent and it can get her a bag. Child, we know that he likes for you to be at home with him. I feel like he likes to control everything that Tiny does. Like, let this woman shine. Like, she still has it in her. So let her keep going until she can't go no more. Over on the other side of town, Tamika is at her house. And girl, I see your seasoning on the counter. Okay, come on, product placement. Honey, Tamika said, y'all gonna see these seasonings available at a Kroger and a Publix near you. Honey, I know that's real. So Tamika is at home with her husband. They have 3 kids. And she finds out he's going to Vegas. So her husband is an executive protection for celebrities, aka a bodyguard. So she said they have a Kevin Costner and Whitney Houston type relationship. They met when she was doing this Tyler Perry production, and he was working for Tyler back then, being the bodyguard. And she said they never looked at each other like that until one day she said, I think I love him. She said she went to his house and came out in her thong. She said, baby, I came out in my thong and my bra. Got him. Honey, I know that's real. Baby, got him. She said, when I came out, baby, that's ain't nothing else to say. Ain't nothing else to say, honey. We're here today's date. So she's telling him about the meeting with SWV in the group. And she's like, we're going to see. Because me and my sister, we haven't really talked. And I don't want it to spill over into business because we closer to 50 than we are to 30. And ain't nobody going to be singing Little Secret at 60. Hold them up, sis. Hold them up, swallow them up. I will definitely be singing Little Secret at 60, cleaning up the house to it on a Saturday morning. Okay, don't get it twisted. Moving forward. In the next scene, the 2 groups meet up for brunch to talk about the possibility of a collaboration. And Taj is putting everything together. She putting together a little ponderosa. Shout out to Jackie Christie. So Tiny and Candy, they arrive first. Then Tasha shows up. And Candy said, you know, Tasha and I are like oil and water. We don't even talk outside of things that we do for this group. We just don't connect. It's given the same relationship she has with Nene. And people swear that Candy is the problem. Okay, they swear that Candy is the problem between her and Tasha. It ain't looking like that to me. So Tamika showed up. Child, it's all tense. Tamika and Tasha acting all distant. Girl, greet your sister. The tension thick as hell. Side note, Tamika, Okay? Because this is a child. Y'all getting used to confessionals and whatnot. Get rid of that confessional wig. You must have taken one of them from the Tyler Perry Studios, honey, because it was giving Meet the Browns. Please get rid of that wig, child. That's just a side note. So they started talking about the specifics of them getting together, but they already disagreeing. They was like, we got to do it as one band, one sound. You know, we have to use the same DJs. Coco was like, ooh, not the same DJ. Oh, Lord. It's going to be a fool. Tamika suggests that they all come out with this big production. She's been putting a lot of thought into it. And she talked about how she's such a huge fan of SWV, especially Taj, because in the song Lose Your Heart, Taj was singing lead. And she was basically singing her throat back. When I tell y'all Taj was singing on that song, she was singing. I love that song, Lose Your Heart. Baby, I gotta go listen to these songs. Anywho, that's the side note. Tasha over there looking silly. And Taj was like, what's wrong? Are you okay? She's like, yeah, I have a few, I don't know. Like, I'm fine, but I'm just not excited. She was like, we have some things to work out within our group. No, you and your sister got some stuff to work out within y'all's childhood. Okay, this don't make no sense. And you cannot let this affect your working environment. See, this is why family cannot work together. Well, I know I wouldn't be able to work with my family because I ain't got time for stuff to be spilling over and then I got to come to work and deal with you. No, thank you. I can't stand people that bring down the vibe. Y'all can discuss that later. This is a business meeting. Oh, child. So Taj, always the positive person. She's trying to remain positive. And Candy is like, why? Why are you not excited? Because your sister called you out? You did it. Exactly. I'm not understanding. So Taj is like, well, it can't be all that bad because y'all are sitting here together. It can't be nothing that y'all can't work out. Tasha in this attitude is like, yeah, but we haven't spoken. We need to communicate. Coco said, we don't speak to each other either. We just get on stage. I know that's right, honey. Leave all that other mess at the door. That's your level of maturity. You ain't got to like each other. So Taj is like, well, we're a little bit older, but we can offer some wisdom to you, and try to help you work through it. Because this right here don't look right. It looked like drama waiting to happen. That's what it looked like to me. Taj says, seeing the confusion and the egos battling between each other, she is so grateful that they moved past that stage. Like they did that in their 20s. They are not doing that in their 50s. So Taj is telling them they are too important to the culture to be going through this. Like, y'all need to get this together. So Tiny was like, listen, whatever it is, we're going to talk about it. We're going to work through it. And then we're going to go on tour. Here go Tasha. I may not feel like I want to go on tour. Oh, my gosh. Okay, see, this is why I could never do a group because one person can stop your whole bag. Ma'am, if you don't want to go on tour, then don't go. She's like, it's not going to be fixed in a matter of days, Tiny. We know that. But at least this is a start. So Taj is like, you act like you don't want to fix it. Do you even want to fix it? She's like, yeah, I want to fix it. That's why I'm talking about us communicating. So Lily goes, at some point, y'all going to have to grow up. The things we don't like about each other, it's fine. I don't like things about her. She don't like things about me. We don't like things about her. It's fine. But we take the personal out of it. She said, when we have hiccups with our men, we forgive them. We give them another chance. But when it comes to the group and the things that people love, we always talk about we mad. That's how you know y'all need to grow up. I know that's real, child. Just go on like y'all did and do it without her. Now, it's not the same because when people come to see a group, they come to see all members of the group because you don't know who's somebody's favorite. You don't know who somebody's favorite is. So when you pay to see Xscape, you want to see Tiny, Candy, Tamika, and Tasha. You don't want to see no trio. Okay, that's not what we signed up for. But anywho, child, they get their food because they at this brunch. And Lily was like, let's just eat, child. Black people be happy when we get to eat, especially Candy, y'all. We know Candy be happy, honey. Moving forward. In the next little scene, we see SWV. They're on their way to Johannesburg, South Africa. Some wealthy man paid for them to do a private party. Baby, SWV is getting paid for private events. That is what I'm talking about. And Taj said it was 6.5 figures. Get the bag, okay? Money. All I really want to see is the money. I know that's right, huh? Y'all better put that stuff to the side. Coco said, talking or not, they still get on stage and give what's supposed to be gave and give what the fans expect because it's a blessing to still be doing what they love at this time. It's 2023. Back then it was 2022. But still. And I agree with that. The fact that they are still getting a bag off songs that are 30 years old, that's a major flex. It also shows the professionalism that they have, because back in the day, we didn't know or couldn't even tell when the groups had drama. So I think that it's a blessing that they can still do it. In the next scene, Candy is at home with the family. They're making homemade pizza with the kids. Her and Todd are talking about the group. Candy is like, we still got to work some things out. Here go Todd. Y'all from the 90s. What y'all expect? Like y'all from the 90s. Todd, be quiet. What them being from the 90s got to do with it? Child, he is a mess. Candy said back in the day, Tamika would do whatever to please Tasha. She was like a yes man. But it's not like that right now. So Todd said, well, y'all at least owe it to the fans to give them another tour. Like, what about group therapy? Like, y'all gonna have to do something. They need something. And the Scott sisters need family therapy. And take that mama with y'all. In the next scene, Tasha stops by her mama's house. Now, baby, this right here was something else. She said her and her mom are super close. And when her dad left, her mom is, basically the matriarch of the family. And she took over. She was the mom and the dad. So even on Father's Day, she calls to wish her mom a happy Father's Day, right? Tamika, on the other hand, is nervous as hell to go over to her mama's house because she feels like her mom favors Tasha. She don't know why it's that way, but it is that way. Listen, Tamika, I can relate. I can relate, sadly. So when she got to the house, Tasha greeted her, right? And Tamika's like, oh, we hugging now. She was like, what you talking about? We always hug. No, y'all don't. Not at that brunch. You sat there like she was a stranger off the street. But now that you're in front of your mama, all of a sudden you want to hug. Girl gone. So her mom is trying to figure out, like, what's going on between y'all? She's like, what's up with this? Like, make me understand why you would send a text message out to everybody. So Tamika said, I felt a way because if I'm paying you to do a job and you leave before the job is done, you need to be reprimanded. So Tamika gets up to demonstrate what went down in Vegas. So she was like, we were locked out of our dressing rooms for like an hour. Here go Beyonce walking by with the business manager and the road manager. Like they were on a mission. Just leave us out there. Y'all, why her mama gonna whisper to Tasha, she just jealous? Okay. That would have set me off. Now, granted, they're just now seeing this, but Tamika already knew that her mom favors Tasha. Mama not even trying to hide it. Let me tell you something. I experienced the same thing with my mom and my sister, and that is a hurting feeling for a parent to pit you two against each other and try to make it seem like one sibling is jealous of the other. Why would Tamika be jealous of Tasha? They both can sing till they can't sing no more. They both will run the hell out of you with them voices. They both have loving relationships. I don't know about both of them having loving relationships. That's just a side note. Both of them are married with children and they have their own families. Why would she be jealous of her sister? Like, this just ain't making no sense. And then her mama gonna say, girl, you deserve an Academy Award for that performance. Like I said, the mama not even trying to hide it. She clearly favors Tasha, and she already decided that Tamika was in the wrong before Tamika even dotted that dough. So there was no reason for them to even get together. So Tamika said, I would have made sure that she was good. But instead of Tasha owning leaving her sister, she gonna switch it to, yeah, I feel like you was body shaming me. So Tasha said they always talk about people's butts. Tamika said that's a figure of speech. Now, Tamika, now, hold on. That ain't no figure of speech. That implies that she flat in the back. That implies that she's built like SpongeBob SquarePants. Let's just keep it real. I mean, I know that's your sister, so you're going to say some things to your sister that you probably wouldn't say to other people. But to somebody on the outside, they can probably feel like that was body shaming. So she was, Tasha was just telling us it hasn't been easy for her being known as the big girl. She said they did a performance in Florida and the manager was like, yeah, the big girl, she can really sing. And the compliment just went out of the window because Tasha was wondering like, well, dang, did she even know my name? And I can understand that. But these are things that y'all need to work through in some kind of counseling. Tasha was like, well, we family at the end of the day. Tamika said, oh, we family now. Tasha said, yeah, we family. I can't do nothing about that. Tasha said, see, when she say stuff like that, you don't ever say nothing. And she talking to her mama. Her mama was like, what did she say? She said, we family and ain't nothing she could do about that. You didn't just hear her say that? Her mama gonna say, and that offended you? Yes. Because it's like saying, if I could choose somebody else, it wouldn't be you. Mama, come on now. She was like, it's always 2 against 1. When she do something, you don't never say nothing. So Tamika said, well, Rocky stole my money. You didn't say nothing, just like you ain't saying nothing now. Mama, cat got your tongue? Because, baby, you quiet as a church mouse. She didn't say nothing. When I say nothing, she didn't say absolutely anything. So Tamika was like, we found out about a new royalty. Basically, Tiny told her about a new royalty check, and she told her that she wasn't getting it. So she ends up finding out that Rocky and Tasha were cashing the checks because they were going into Rocky's account. And it was over $30,000. Oh, baby, I would be pissed. Somebody would have to run me my money. Like, I'm sorry, but I believe Tamika, because Rocky looks shady as hell. And when producers asked Tasha about the money, she's like, how could he steal money from her? The way that he did. Whatever way he stole it is how he could steal money from her, allegedly. They were like, so she's lying? Tasha said, yes, she's lying. Girl, Tasha must have been giving some money to Mama, honey. Mama must have been getting a cut because I am sure she was gifted some of it. Because why you not saying nothing? Tasha talking about, I didn't steal your money. I don't know, sis. Tamika is pretty adamant that you did. So Tamika is like, oh, I have evidence. You want to go to jail now? Because you can still go to jail. Oh, my goodness, y'all. Please don't do this. Please don't do this. Now, the cracks were already in the foundation before the camera started rolling. So before people be like, they putting their business on their family business, I can already see that these two are about to air out all the family business. But the family business was about to be aired out before we could do it. And they was going to do it on social media anyway it go. So Mama is like, cut the cameras, cut the cameras. Y'all get out my house. Y'all get out my house. Mama, did they steal the money or not? You can't throw them out now. It's already out there. Child, it's about to be a fool. And that was the end of the episode. That was cute. Okay, they ain't really just gotten to the nitty gritty of it yet, but that little ending part let me know that there's going to be some drama, and we're going to see how these ladies work together. And I'm just, like I said, excited to hear all the 90s music. Honey, give me all the music. Y'all know I love a good song break. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about this episode. If you watched it, if not, I gave you all the details, but go back and watch it and support it because it's actually really, really good. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.